This video is just going to be a catch up really on the swarms that I've collected this year. There's obviously one down there which is the Warray hive. There's this one which is the top bar hive, and there's another one down there. You might better see it, although I've got the GoPro on, which makes everything look very far away. It's the one with the blue box with the yellow bit and then the red bit on top. So we'll just have a look at those three to see how they're getting on. Now, the thing about swarms, as you both should know by now, is that during this process the bees make another queen. That queen takes up residence in the existing hive, and the old queen leaves and takes half the bees with her. They will then be caught by me or idiots like me who go around catching swarms. Now, the thing is with this is that hopefully there's a queen in the swarm, but she might not be marked, and but queens are marked with a colour to show how old she is, and these are what the colours look like. So if she isn't marked, you've no idea how old she is. And therefore it is conventional wisdom that you should replace the queen straight away. I don't do that. The reason you should do it is because of honey production, and as both of you should know by now, I have no interest in honey production, but you may be inheriting an old queen in the twilight of her life, and so the honey producers will want to get rid of her and put a young, fertile, virile queen in there to produce lots of honey. My view is I don't really care about that. If the queen gets old and past it, the bees will detect that themselves. They don't need me to tell them, and they will go through a process called supersedure, which is very similar to sort of the process that they go through when they are producing a new queen. So my view is I'll just let them get on with it. My job really for the bees is to keep them fed and healthy, and they can take care of anything else. So we'll have a look first at the Warray hive, and of the ones we're going to look at, this is the one that I'm most worried about. Do you see what I did there? The bees started off very well, so much so, God, there's a huge spider in there. Jesus, it's got tattoos on it. Oh fuck, I mean crumbs. Anyway, the colony went in there and they did pretty well, to the extent that I put a second box on. However, that spider's staring at me. If I scream and drop this, don't be surprised. I'm going to take this off. This is the feeder, and that spider is chasing me. You can see the bees are coming up into the feeder there, but if you look in the window to the second box, oh blimey, they've been fantastically busy recently. Okay, so we need to have a look at that. If the spider will let me have a look. Where's it gone? There it is. Right, I'm going to stay around this end and prise this off. And here goes an excitable spider. Oh dear, oh dear. By the way, in case you didn't know, I really don't like spiders. Right, let's drop it and hope it runs away. Go on, phew, phew. Right, let's have a look in here. I could see bees, but I don't think there's anything in the way of comb that's been produced. We'll have a quick look at one of them. No, nothing. Put that back in. And this one, they're going to be the same. Nothing. This one, last one, this is the middle one. Not a thing. There's bees on it, but they haven't even started. So, as I said, a bit worrying. So what I'm going to do is, there's no point in leaving this thing on over winter. I've started preparing for winter, or the bees for winter rather, and there's no point in leaving this on here for them to try and keep warm, because it ain't going to work. So I'm going to take it off, shake the bees down. Now, you know, that looks okay, doesn't it? That doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I'm not going to take the frames out. There's no need for me to do that. But that looks okay, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do is, assuming that spider's gone, it hasn't. It's got to go, it's got to go. Has it gone? Yes. Right, this can go back on. And they can still use the feeder. So I think we are done with this one. The top bar hive, and without even opening it, you can pretty much see lots of activity. And we'll just get a bit closer, just so you can just have a look at the girls coming and going. There they are. That looks fine, doesn't it? What we'll do is I'll retreat to the rear. Oh, we got some pollen in there. Well done, girl. Make your hot mess it in. There you go. Okay, well, pollen again. That shows you the queen is laying. Now, when I put the swarm in here, I think there were something like 4 frames that I put in. Now, I have looked at this from time to time, so I do know what has been going on. But look at that. Look at that. Look at that, amazing. I think when it started off, it was something about, excuse me mate, that's a drone. Go on, shut off. It was, that's the wall, that's the feeder. It was probably to here. So it's now out to here, and it's doubled its size, at least doubled its size. And I've even made some more, should they go even more bonkers and fill it up again. There's absolutely no point in going looking for anything in here, because it quite obviously is doing extremely well. It does seem though that they might have had enough for this year. This is a frame I put in a week or so ago, and although they've stuck it down and they're on it, oh sorry, one flew in my face, they haven't done very much with it. But it really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Am I going to open it up just to satisfy my idle curiosity? I might do. This one was put in a couple of weeks ago with the other one. I put it in the middle. This is all propolis, all this gooey stuff. And there's something on the website about propolis, and you can buy some for me if you want as well. But if I hold that very close, you can see the nectar that's in there. So yeah, and we're way off the middle. She's going to be around here somewhere. So there's absolutely no... Ow, I got stung. Ouch. There's absolutely no need to disturb them. They're clearly doing absolutely fine. So we could... Oh, it's just stuck this thing. That's it. Move it along. And yep, okay, thanks guys. We'll leave that alone. So we'll go down and look at the last one. This one here. What do you want me to say? Is there any point in checking that? No, there isn't. They're clearly very active, and yeah, I've clearly. In fact, what I've done is that they were so busy. I put on a super here, but it's a super that will be half of a brood box, if that doesn't sound too weird. They were growing very rapidly. I thought about putting a second brood box on, but wasn't sure they might fill it up. And there's a whole thing about maintaining temperature during the winter. So I compromised and I put on half a brood box effectively, which is a super. And I'll tell you what we will do. We'll just have a look to see how they're doing in there, to see if this is their feeder, to see how they're filling it up. I'll just give them a bit of smoke just to quieten them down a bit, because I haven't got my veil on. So underneath here will be where the feeder's going to go. That's the crown board. Nice new one. Yeah, we will just put a bit of puff in there just to distract them a little. And I'll just prise off the crown board and see. Bearing in mind this was all empty about a month or so ago. Yeah, there's plenty of bees in there, isn't there? So that's fine. That's fine. So I'll put the eek back on. Put the roof on. So those are the 3 swarms at Ravenston, 2 of which are doing very well, one of which is a bit more worrying, but fairly soon the autumn feeding is going to start, which will hopefully help them build up their stores for the winter. And even for the Warre hive and the top bar hive, they will get a Varroa treatment this year. I figured out how to do it, so that will also help them a bit as well. So off we go to Scald End. Here we are at Scald End, and these are the 2 swarms that I've got down here. I think number 9 is from Biddenham and number 10 was from Wootton, I think. Can't remember. Either way, doesn't appear to be anything here to be worried about unduly. The bees are coming and going. I have given them a little bit of smoke just to calm them down a little bit, but they do seem to be doing just fine. I will just open them up very quickly so we can get a quick idea of what's going on. There's the feeder, which needs to be filled up. Stuck. God grief. Yep, it's empty. And there we are. They've been building comb right up to the top there. Maybe just get that out of their way. That's it. So we'll just take the crown board off, get a view about what is going on. It's all very sticky. I think we can say that's pretty much okay, isn't it? There's loads of them there. So yeah, there's nothing to be concerned about here. They seem to have taken very well. They're having a bit of a drink at the moment, most of them. They seem quite calm. So I'm not going to bother taking any frames out. Maybe just take some of this stuff off, make it easier for them to get around. And they're coming out, so I'll close it up. Right, that's fine. Put that back. That goes on top. The autumn feeding starts fairly soon. I'll be making up some syrup, so we'll be back to give them a top up. And we'll just go around and have a look at this one. Although, I think we all know what the answer is going to be with this one, don't we? Just the same. A little bit of smoke, they seem to be a bit busier. Get them down. Eek over there. And a very quick look, whoops, oh God, under the crown board. Maybe not quite as busy as the other one, but that's fine. So nothing to worry about with these two. So overall, I think it's not too bad. As I said, the Warre hive is the slightly worrying one. Now I'm going to move that bit of stuff there. I know it's got honey on it because that's where they come up to be fed. I'll put that on the front there and they can dry that out themselves. So, yep, the eek goes back on, as does the feeder. Oh, the roof needs to be repaired. And that's it. Job done.